Hello, this is Tamsin Astor, your friendly local habit scientist. I want to talk to you today about Kaizen and exercise. Kaizen is a Japanese concept that means continuous improvement. It's around this idea of how you can make small little changes regularly to improve and increase productivity. And what I mean by that is making one little change can have this huge result in the long term and have a big shift in the way things are done and the way you feel about things. It's now a concept that has been started to be applied a little bit more in the world of habit science, as we've started to realize that being very intentional about the changes you make result in much better long-term effects, right? We don't need to have a huge change in behavior and action to have a huge change in productivity, right? That's the point. It's great for people who are lazy, right? One little change, huge shift in productivity. So, Kaizen and exercise. When I talk about exercise, I mean exercising the physical body and exercising the mental body. We all know the value of exercising our physical body. We sleep better, we eat better, we have the endorphins flowing through our system, and we just feel better and we're nicer to the people around us, right? And then there's also all the do I look good? Raw, what do my biceps look like? Right? How do I fit in my clothes? Which is a nice offshoot, but the underlying aspect is how you sleep, how you eat, how you feel in your physical body and how you engage in the world. The second is exercising your mind, right? It's really important to exercise your mind because when you exercise your mind, you end up engaging in the world in a better way. Meditation is freaking awesome, right? It does lots of really positive things for us. It helps us learn how to slow down, put on the brakes, and engage in the world in a more cognitive way, right? In a way that we withdraw a little bit of our emotions and we don't get so riled up, right? And we're all saying that a lot at the moment with the Bernie, Hillary, Trump, Republican National Convention here in Cleveland, and then the nominee and rah, everybody's getting really up in arms on social media. And what's great about meditation is it gives you those skills to slow down and put on the brakes and react to all this stuff if you want to in a way that is not so emotionally driven and presents an argument in a more coherent and cogent way. Another thing that meditation does, which is huge, is it actually changes the way our brain is wired, right? The way that our brain connects, the way that we make connections and how we react in the world, right? So people who have a long-term meditation practice tend to be more compassionate too, which is huge. Third really important aspect of meditation, if you guys don't already know it, is that it affects our DNA. There's this science of epigenetics, which is where what we do and how we live in the world changes our DNA. And at the end of our DNA, the end of our genes, there are these little bits called telomeres. And when we have a long-standing meditation practice, the telomerase, which is an enzyme responsible or involved in this process of the genes splitting and recreating and pairing up again, right, and growing and changing, improves and functions better when we meditate, right? So meditation actually changes your immune function, which is huge, okay? If you can't get around it for the other benefits, get around it for that, improved immune function. Okay, so the Kaizen of exercise. Make it small. Make it doable. Start from where you're at. If you haven't had an exercise practice in years, trying to get up 2 hours earlier and do a 2-hour run is going to make you feel crappy. You're not going to succeed in it and you're going to set yourself up for failure. So do something that makes sense for who you are and where you are in your life. So I suggest super simple. Get up 15 minutes earlier, spend 5 minutes on your mind, 10 minutes on your body, and see how you feel. After 3 or 4 days, you might start to notice a shift and that you start to wake up before your alarm clock goes off. If that's the case, shift the alarm clock back another 15 minutes. Small, continuous improvement affects productivity in the long term. You want to keep challenging yourself in a way that is small and doable and successful. Thanks so much for watching. Tamsin Astor.